How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to Tabby Land. I think it's pretty funny. I come over here and talk to myself for a little bit. Come on in, come on in. Tabby don't bite. What if somebody's watching me and I just don't know it and I'm acting all weird? Hello, hello, hello. How you doing today? It usually takes a couple of minutes for people come in. How y'all doing today? Is anyone out there? How you doing? How you feeling? Welcome in. How's it going? How you doing today? How's life? Welcome in, guys. How are you doing? Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in so I'm not talking to myself. How you doing today? How you doing? How you feeling? How's your day going? Happy Thursday. How you doing, 13? Man, 13, I can always count on you. How you doing today? It was sunny out here, but now the clouds have shifted. How you doing, Felix, bro? You guys are so good to me. It was sunny out here, and then I put my solar generator outside so it could charge, solar panels could charge. And now it looks like it actually might rain. I'm doing a little load of laundry, washing Yo-Yo's clothes. I appreciate y'all coming back in, hanging out with Tabby again. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Sun going in and out. No, I didn't, because when I got off here, I started doing stuff. I will get the stain out. It's just mud. It'll come out. I'll get it out before I do my dance video. She tried to, when I sat down right now, she tried to jump back on me again. I said, no, Marty, no, you dirty your paws. I have a little brush, so when her paws get muddy, I just kind of knock the dirt off of it. And if, I'll wipe them off. I'll get like a rag and wipe her little paws off, so she won't be tracking mud inside the house. Watching from India, welcome in. What part of India are you from? How you doing? How's it going? We got 19 people in here. How y'all doing? Welcome in. My name is Tabby. My name is Tabitha, but you can call me Tabby. How's everybody doing today? How you feeling? Yeah, that's pretty cool. India. Well, I wonder what part of India. I don't think on TikTok I get anybody from India. Like, my live goes to different parts of like Europe. We get people from Poland, Scotland, New Zealand a lot. Papua New Guinea. I get a lot of people from Papua New Guinea. I don't know, but I don't think we've had anybody from India. Have we had anybody from Asia? I don't think so. Maybe that's because of the time, While I'm on live, they're sleeping over there. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, the sun is going in and out. "13, is Bria gonna do anything for spring break?" One of my friends from Indonesia. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Indonesian. I want to go to Asia. I want to go, since I follow God Over Nerds, I want to go to Da Nang, Vietnam. Hang out over there. I want to go Japan. I want to go all the places. I want to go Bali too. I want to go all the places, eat all the foods, do all the things, see all the sights. Yeah, I've tried to look it up. I don't think I can see everybody in the live. I can see the top fans. There's a little icon for the top fans, but that's if, I guess, if you guys tap the screen. But I can't see just like who's in the room. I don't see any area that I can look for that. Want to be on too? Ho Chi Minh City. That's cool. Brent, you gonna get all. You gonna have all the attention, all the attention to the ladies. Brent, you gonna make friends. I bet you make friends wherever you go. How you doing, Nate? Welcome in, Ronald. How's it going? How you doing? How you feeling? 13, you make friends wherever you go. I think Physics Bro, you're like that too, because you guys seem to be very sociable people. I think y'all make friends. 13, I know you make friends very easily. You try to make friends? That's cool. I have this desire to talk to people, but sometimes I get a bit nervous. But if I see somebody that I feel like they want to talk to me, or maybe they're a bit more shyer than I am, I'll talk to them. It says I'm following. You follow his footsteps? What is that? Ronald, where you tuning in from? If you're new here, which you might be new because I'm new here, let me know where you're tuning in from. Physics Bro said my wife says I'm following my father's footsteps. Are you friendly? You like to mingle, Physics Bro? You like to talk? He was a textbook extrovert? Really? Yeah, I'm not extroverted at all. I'm a very strong introvert. Very introverted. But it's funny because my friends and people I'm around, they're all very extroverted people. You approach everyone? Yeah, I don't approach. So every now and then, like if I find somebody that's like very intriguing and I want to know more, I'll talk to that person. But that doesn't happen very often. And then even with that, I'll take a while. I'll kind of think about it. I'll ponder on it, like if I really want to approach this person. There have been times when I've approached a person to get a closer look. You're an introverted, extrovert? I do consider myself a loner. Like I like to be by myself. I enjoy my own company. I guess because I'm always deep in thought. And also like how I feel about people. Like when I'm around a person or people around me, I want them to feel comfortable. I want their needs to be met. I want them to be okay. So it's a lot. I'm used to taking care of everybody, making sure everybody's all right. So when I'm by myself, that's a time that I can like just take a breather and relax. Think about what I want. But yeah, when I'm with like friends and stuff, like when I'm with Maria, it's like her way. We do things her way. Some people, they just have that personality. They're just very dominant. They take control. Like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And I'm just like, okay. I'm pretty easy going. I'm like, okay. Just blend in with the trees, make the forest and the trees happy. How you doing, Grader 77? Where you tuning in from? Is that got a little time about people around? I'm quite sociable. That's pretty cool. We have a lot of friends. You guys are 13 and Physics Bro. You guys handle people very well. My greatest, most pressing need at this time in my life. Actually, I don't know. To be quite honest, I don't know. Maybe land. That's what I pray about the most. That's what I constantly. I want to travel more. I want to travel more. So um, there have been times where I had opportunity to do stuff, but I kind of because I wanted to be around for my family. So maybe I let opportunities kind of pass me by, and I don't want to do that no more. Like I want to go and I want to live and do stuff that I want to do and just enjoy life. Not that I don't enjoy it, but I really want to travel. Um, but probably land is what I pray about. That's the one thing I've accomplished some things in my life, but I really want land because I want to plant fruit trees and I really want a donkey. I want animals and stuff. Um, but it's like I'm constantly searching online, and then I'll come across something that I like, and then I'll message the person, and then when I set up a time to go see it, by the time I get there, you have to be quick. But if I'm here and I gotta fly out someplace, it takes time. I have to plan stuff, and sometimes people scoop it up. You gotta be quick. I think that's kind of reason why, like, I like to have like a camper where I can just kind of like, because you see, like, when I go to Tennessee, when we do road trips, I do see a lot of land. You see a lot of land when you're in that area. But I think that, so during like COVID, I spread myself out pretty thin with my family and my friends and stuff like that. I was just trying to be there for everyone. And so I think I'm like in a place now where I kind of want to do stuff that I want to do. I have to tell myself that's not selfish, to want to do stuff, want to do what I want to do, not to listen to everybody. They say, no, you can't do that. Sometimes I want to do things like travel. My family like, no, you can't do that. It's dangerous. Don't do that. You don't need to do that. But I think the regrets that I do have in my life is because I wanted to do something, um, but I didn't do it because I listened to like family, or friends when they told me not to. You are a bit strange. I often wonder what the donkey urge is. I don't know. I just like donkeys. I think they're the underdog. I don't know. I just think they're very smart. They're protective. I don't know. I just like them. I just like them. You know that story that we read on the Bible reading with the Baal and the God allowing the donkey to open up his mouth and talk to him, say, "Why you hitting me, dude?" That's always been one of my favorite stories. But I don't know. I just think they're so cute. I don't know. They live for a good amount of time. I just love animals. That's one of the animals that I want. Buy land on the side of a mountain or a hill, and so my tiny house. I like my tiny house, but my dream is to have something that's partially on the ground, or just I like buildings with natural materials. Cob or even hempcrete, something like that, and then plant a bunch of fruit trees, flowers everywhere, gardens, and have some animals. 13, what you laughing at? I was discussing that with my wife, your sister. She asked me to explain the story. Oh, yeah, it's a very good story. But I don't know. My neighbor, she has a donkey, Sophie. I showed her once. I don't know if you've ever seen her. I think I showed her once or twice, but she's so sweet. Sometimes like in the summertime, I go over there, I feed her apples, watermelon, and there are times I take my ukulele over there, I play her a little tune. She comes up to me and she sees me coming and she makes her little noises, but she's so sweet. She is so sweet. But yeah, I don't know. I just like donkeys. Yo-Yo says they're horses, just you know, not with all the PR. That's what she calls. That's what she calls a horse, a donkey with the PR. hidden donkeys and kept going back. Yeah. So what I've been learning from reading that, and I've read those, those scriptures before, but what I've been learning with that is like when God tells you to do something, you have to, you can't question. Like if I understand, like we pray about stuff, right? And sometimes we may not know what God is telling us, but it was very clear. It was very clear what God was telling them what to do and what not to do, and they didn't listen. Moses didn't listen, Aaron didn't listen, so they ultimately they paid a cost for it. Moses and Aaron didn't enter the promised land. I think when God tell you something, He telling you something, you have to listen. You're gonna suffer. He'll allow you to suffer. It's like, I imagine, like, if you're a parent and you tell your child, don't do that. I'm telling you right now, don't do that. If this will happen, or, and if sometimes you have to, as parents, you have to let your child see for themselves. Some people, it sucks, but sometimes that's the only way a person will learn, is if they see for themselves. You can tell them, hey, if you do this, this is going to happen. You can talk to them till you're blue in the face, like, and they just won't get it. They have to go through it for them to see, but sometimes it comes at such a cost. Yeah. I can understand, like, if a person making a mistake because they're like, well, I don't know what God wants me to do. I'm praying, but I'm not clear, But if it's clear as day, God telling you, don't do that. Don't do that. This is what you need to do. Why not? Why not listen? Thank you guys for liking the live. I don't know. I just, back to the whole donkey thing. I just want to live as close to nature as I possibly can. I just like being outside. I really dislike, being inside. To read those names so well. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Some of them are some tongue twisters. Yeah. And when it talks about the offering and the sin offering and the liquid offering and the grain offering, it's very detailed. It's like if I were to say, Physics Bro on 13, this is the sin offering that I need you guys to have. 16 mil goat, 14 mil goat, like, it don't say, it doesn't do it like that. It doesn't address, these are the tribes, and all their names, and all of them have to give this sin offering, right? It names them one by one. It's the same offering, but it names the tribe one by one. Because I think so too. It helps. My mom says I have an ear for, like, different languages. I don't know. She says when you hear something in another language. See, Marnie. Marnie! Who knows where that chick went? Marnie! She's walking off. Can y'all hear the woodpecker? That chick don't listen to me. I like landscape mode better, but I didn't get any people in yesterday. I didn't get any newer people in yesterday. I was just talking to you guys. I like the other way. But yeah, I didn't get any new people over there. What you doing? Her little trot, the way way she walks. I just started reading a book called Dog Training for Dummies with 3 dogs that need better control. When I was living in downtown Dallas, a guy in my building, he had worked with the dog whisperer, and he would talk to me a lot about like how to. I didn't have any dogs at the time. I didn't have a dog. I had a bird, but he would talk to me because I would see he would dog walk, and I would he would talk to me about how to couldn't keep them under control because he would walk with a lot of them, sometimes like 8 or 9 dogs at a time, and they'd be all different sizes. Some of them real big, some of them tiny, but they'd all be in line. I'm like, how do you keep them under control? I don't know. I think because we've had cats for such a long time, because Yaya likes cats. So when I got Marnie, I'm like, man, this is different. I forgot I don't know. In my opinion, they're a little bit more high maintenance than cats are. You gotta keep an eye on them. Cats just kind of take care of themselves. I can go off for a couple of days, leave Ilse here by herself, have food, um, leave food and water for her, and she'll be cool. One with nature, mine is a cell phone right in front of her face. Just because I'm in nature, I mean, I still want to connect with people. I like being in nature, but I also like talking to people too. There's no doubt dogs are more maintenance than cats. Yeah, I think they're more maintenance. Ilse can roam around, hang out. She can take care of herself. She can hunt. Even if she didn't have any food, she can go come out here and get her food. She can hunt. She is skilled. Marnie relies on me. I don't provide her any food, no food for her. I tell her that sometimes. I'm like, do you realize if I didn't feed you, you'd be struggling? Can you go out there in the woods and hunt for you some food? She just looks at me. She have a nice warm bed at night, No care in the world. I do keep an eye on her sometimes when she's outside, and because I hear the coyotes. She don't got claws like Ilse can climb a tree. Marnie can't climb a tree. She little. Something can get her too. I think she weighs too much for a large bird to pick her up, but when I hear coyotes, I make sure she's in the house. Her and Ilse in the house. But there have been times like I've left Ilse outside when I need to go somewhere, like if I had to go to my mom's, there's been an emergency and she's not back. But then I come back and she's just sitting on the porch, I just leave food and water out for her. But then I come back, she's just sitting on the porch. Meowing at me like, where you been, lady? Marnie would be okay. I've seen videos of dogs like her digging up moles and mice. Maybe. I know she can run fast. I don't know. I guess if push comes to shove, she may be okay, Maybe Ilse would help her out. The water source, so there's a pond on the other side. I don't ever go over there. But there's a pond. Thank you guys for liking the live. I appreciate it. Hello everyone. Would find that pond and dig up small mammals. She'd be fine. Perhaps she would. I don't know. I'm sure she would, I think so too, come to think about it. Because her sense of smell, like I was telling you guys, sometimes when I have to walk on the other side of the property, I don't let her come with me. And When I come back and I let her outside, she's sniffing the trail. So her sense of smell is like keen. So maybe she would. But luckily she don't have to because I take care of her. Maybe if her, like I often think like if her and Ilse were by themselves, if they would work together to try to like get food to try to survive. Like I wonder if Ilse would help her out. Marnie for president. That chick. Marnie had a bunch of siblings. I have the woman's number that they gave her to me, but I haven't talked to her since I got Marnie. But Marnie had a bunch of siblings. I wonder how they're doing. Like I wonder. I didn't get to see any of them because Marnie was the last one, but I wonder if they look like Marnie. They all look like Marnie. She was so tiny when I got her. Like she fit in my hand. And I asked the woman if she was the run. She said no. The word chick from my vocabulary, but watch it. It's back in chick. Yeah, I use that. I use that pretty often. When I'm referring to the girls, when I'm referring to my mom, this chick. Can y'all hear the frog? That's a tree frog making that noise. Oh. I saw a chicks and dudes. I just saw a hawk pick something up. Maybe it was a snake. They caught a snake or something. There's a hawk's nest in the woods. Chicks and dudes. This dude. Yaya uses dude too. Mama, it's a dude. You hear it? It's somewhere close by. There was when I was on the live the other day, I heard it as I was getting off live, and I was like, I wonder where it's coming from, and it was sitting right next to me on the tree. We got all the critters out here. Sometimes, like in the summertime, I'll have quite a few frogs that'll come and they'll live on my porch, like in the plants and stuff like that. I don't see them during the day, but like when I wake up early in the morning or at night, they'll come out. Tree frogs when they're croaking, like you said, they could be right next to you. Yeah. Well, like the hammock over there, you see that there? It's like hollowed out, and the frog was inside there. It's like a hole in there, and the frog was inside there. I looked in there, and I shined my flashlight, and I saw it in there. But yeah, in the summertime, they hang out on my porch. I leave out water for them and stuff, because sometimes it can get so hot. So I leave out like little dishes that have water in them. No, I don't think so. That one, that one is hanging. I need to fix that one. Because the bottom part needs to be nailed back in. But I don't know. I just leave out bird seed for them. And water, I'll leave out water for them so they can take their little baths. But that's probably the only birdhouse I have. I leave out the bird seed, and I make sure the hummingbird feeders are filled. Yeah, I make sure the hummingbirds, I don't know where the hummingbirds, they sleep or whatever, but I make sure they constantly, I go through a lot. I'm constantly filling installing the hummingbird feeders because we get a lot in the area. Man, the birds are loud. Maybe the sun will stay out. Yeah, the birds are loud. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I could get some bird houses and put them up. That would be cool. I do. In the summertime, I leave out water for the different critters. Like, there's a couple armadillos that live in these woods. Um, and I leave out water for them so they can have a drink. Please show card. What is that? You like making birdhouses? That's cool. Yo-Yo, I helped Yo-Yo make one when she was pretty little. What is that? Please show guard view, please. Sun coming out. Background. That's my favorite place to be. Over there, that one blowing in the wind. Sasquatch. No, so the place that I'm going to in Oklahoma for spring break, they have a bunch of signs talking about Sasquatch sightings. We don't have Sasquatch over here. We have the Goat Man. That's who we have out here, the Goat Man. If I seen Bigfoot, Sasquatch, is Bigfoot and Sasquatch the same? Are they different? Bigfoot, Sasquatch the same? Or are they different? You're welcome. If I seen Bigfoot out here, I'd be like, dude, what you doing? You're not from over here. I've never seen you. It's same? Yeah. I'd be like, say, dude, what are you doing over here? Can't help you? Can you go somewhere? I don't feel comfortable with you. You mind your business, I'll mind mine. What do you guys feel about that, about Sasquatch, Bigfoot? I'm like, people keep, people post their videos and stuff, their pictures. Bigfoot is the street name, Sasquatch is the government name. What time is it? It's 1:38 p.m. Bigfoot is his street name. Sasquatch is the government name. I don't know. What do you guys think about Bigfoot? Something has to be there. People can't all be making that up, right? I don't know. You never know what's in the woods and the mountains. People talk a lot about the Appalachian Mountains. The Jersey Devil, really? I want to say somebody mentioned that because one time we were on the live on TikTok, we were talking about stuff in different areas, and I want to say somebody mentioned that. So, like, okay, around this area we have the Goat Man. In Dallas, there's a big lake called White Rock Lake, and they said that's the Lady of the Lake. They say if you're driving by the lake, don't pick up a woman in white. They call it Lady of the Lake. What else? What else is there? There's the show. I can't remember. It's with the guy from Star Trek. He's the host of the show, and it's like unexplainable things. But he goes through all the like the little urban legends and stuff like that. I'd have to risk it. It might be me. It might be you. The Jersey Devil lives in the Pinelands. I might be Bigfoot. Have you seen the videos of this? Is a person dressing up as a Bigfoot, but she got like pink nails and a bow in her hair. She be dancing. It's funny. Ooh, it's windy. It's windy. So there is a castle. He said I had to risk it. It might be you. There's a castle in not this town and the next town over, and it's not a big castle, but it is a castle. It's just small. But I took the girls one time so they could see it, and there was a light on inside in one of the rooms, and Yaya was tripping out. She's like, Mama, I don't think that light was on this entire time. We would have noticed it. And I said, well, maybe we didn't notice it because it's starting to get dark. She's like, no, Mama, that light wasn't on. But I had to stand in front of the gate, take a picture. But yeah, it's a little castle. But nobody, like, I think they've made it to where they condemned it, like, nobody can live in it. Um, but there's Yaya read up on it, like the history behind it, and supposedly somebody was murdered there, and then some people bought it, and then something bad happened. One of my dreams is to buy the Middleton Castle in Scotland. Is there a Middleton Castle in Scotland? The light was on the timer. Maybe. Yaya's tripping out though. Have you been to Scotland? 13? That's one of my places I want to travel. I want to go to Scotland. I was looking at my DNA results last night, and I was like, man, a good majority of my DNA is Scottish and English. I would have never thought about the English part. In the Milton Plantation in South Carolina. You haven't been yet? You gotta go to Scotland. I want to go to Scotland. They say it's very rainy over there. You love Scotch? It's very rainy and gray over there. You went to Scotland? Physics, bro? What part of Scotland did you go? What part did you go? Edinburgh? Oh, that's cool. How was the food? Was the food good? Close is in South Carolina. We can visit him. I've been to North Carolina a bunch of times. I don't think I've ever been to South Carolina. I don't think so. 52 countries? Wow, you're well traveled. You ever been to Japan, Physics Bro? 52 countries, that's a lot. I know you like Iceland. You mentioned Iceland. Food was identical to what you would find in England or Wales. So there's Wales on my dad's side too. It's small. It's like 4% Wales. My DNA says I'm 4% Wales. I think I have been about 10 so far. Man. Yeah, but on my DNA results, the majority was Scottish, Irish. The English part, I want to say, was 25%, 7% German, 4% Wales. What's your top five countries that you've been to? It's one of the most unusual places that you've been. How so? Like, why do you say it's unusual? Why was it unusual? I want to go to Iceland. They have days where they don't get sunlight, right? For the people, Japan, for beauty, Kenya and Tanzania. What about for food? What country has the best food? There are days when they only have 3 hours of sunlight. Oh, that's kind of rough. I want to go to Japan too. Italy had the best food. See, I've seen people videos here on YouTube where they said that Italian food is not that good. It's like I don't know what people are talking about, but Italian food is not that great. Italy had the best food. I don't know. And then I've seen some where people say like it's simple ingredients, but the food tastes amazing. So I have a friend. He's an older gentleman. He's in Tennessee, but when he was in the military, he was living in Italy, and he said that the part of Italy he was living in was very dangerous. You say you don't know what to talk about either. 13 was like your favorite top three countries that you've been to. Top three favorite. Top three favorite. If you're in the room and you've traveled, you like to travel. What's the top three countries or top three places that you've been to? In Tuscany, where Florence and Pisa are. When I travel, I just be wanting to see like the beauty, natural sights and stuff, and eat food. That's my two things. I want to go where the good food is, and I want to see the like nature and stuff. Egypt, Switzerland, Japan. I didn't know you've been to Japan. 13. Those are places I want to go. I want to go Egypt. I want to go Switzerland. I want to go Japan. I need to redo Yo-Yo's passport. Mine is still active, but Yo-Yo's, hers expired. I want to visit the museum that they have in Egypt. I'm obsessed with pyramids, and I took karate for decades, so I love Japanese culture. I've seen that a lot of like Japanese native people that they are getting irritated with the tourists and stuff like that, especially Americans, because they say that Americans go over there and they're like kind of disrespectful. And Switzerland are beyond beautiful. The Swiss Alps. Yeah, I want to go to the Swiss Alps. I follow this couple here on YouTube. I think their account is called Parking on the Wild Side, and they live in a van, and they just travel around, and they went to the Swiss Alps. They go to various places. I think they're from London, but they travel all around, and went to the Swiss Alps, and it was so beautiful, so beautiful. Obnoxious. Yeah, they say that Americans go over there and we disrespectful. We not following the rules and stuff. so cool. They love black people in Japan, do they really? That's funny. What part did you go to, 13? Remy, how are you doing? Because of the large number of speeding tickets I got, I was told by your opinion that I would be detained. Oh, man. You doing good, Remy? How you feeling today? How's your day been? Man, physics bro was just over there speeding. How many, you remember how many tickets, speeding tickets you got? Man, Tokyo and Okinawa? Yeah, I heard that they love black people in Okinawa. I think DT, I think that's what he is, Okinawan, right? I think that dude Okinawan is about to, because the grace and period past time I found out it went to, wow, the indigenous people of Japan are melanated people? Really? I am not a witch. I'm a Christ follower. I believe in Jesus. I'm not a witch. Just because I got on a flower crown, I'm not a witch. I just like flowers. I think it's pretty. That's, man, that's a lot of money. I can return now. The statute of limitations probably passed. Wow. You were over there speeding, physics bro. Oh no, I'm not a witch. And I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I rebuke that. Tabby is not a witch. Yeah, that's a whole lot of money. That is a whole lot of money for speeding. Man. Where you going? Were you really, really speeding or just slightly, physics bro? You doing, 10 miles over? You didn't pay the fines? Physics bro said, I'm not from here. I ain't paying that. Did you drive on the Autobahn in Germany? Man. 5 to 10 miles over, but they're very strict. Wow. Thank you, 13. Man, they're very strict. Do you want to go back, physics bro? Thank you, 13. I think that's the first time you had to mute somebody here, right? It's a special day. It is a very special day. What is it when people come in and they see me with the flower crown? Why do they just associate that with me being a witch? That's so strange. I don't get that. Because I'm wearing flowers on my hair, I'm a witch? God bless you, Jamie. I hope you find God. I hope you find God. It seems like you definitely need him in your life. For 86,000 seconds? That dude, yeah, I pray for that dude. It says he was timed out for 86,000 seconds. He need longer than that. He need to be permanently put in the block party. I gotta figure out how the blocking works here on YouTube. Why Why people so offended by my flower crown, and why they so offended by it? I say, I say, no, I'm not a witch. I believe in Jesus. It seemed like he got upset with both, right? Some people are so disturbed. As funny as Rastas are Christian too, he muted for 24 hours. Maybe he'll be back. We'll just mute him again. I don't want somebody like that here. What is it about the flower crown that makes people so say I'm a pagan, I'm a witch? I'm not no witch. I'm a child of God. Movies and books wearing flower crown and stereotype religious. I think had I been living, many years and years, like if I wasn't living in this time, and people would probably, I'd probably be getting that all the time. I live out in the woods, and, I'm left-handed. Any type of different thing about you, they considered you a witch. I probably wouldn't be alive. They would have burned me up. She's a witch. She lives in the woods. I don't know. People are funny. The women are usually wearing flower crowns. Yeah. Tabby not no witch. I just like flowers. I'ma keep wearing my flower crowns. Too bad. Too bad. God created the flowers. I'm appreciating His creation. Thank you, Physics Bro. I appreciate that. God created the flowers. I appreciate His creation. I'm gonna keep wearing the flower crowns. I've gotten that, like, because I'm into plants and plant medicine and stuff like that. People, they're like, what is that? Anytime, so like, I power my house with solar energy, but anytime you talk about lunar energy, about the moon, people shun that away too. But we are affected by the moon. But anytime you talk about that, then people are like, oh, it's not of God. I don't know. I met this couple, and I met him at a funeral. We were at the repast, and they both worked in the ER. And I asked them, I was just asking them like about their experience and stuff, and I asked them, when do they usually see like a surge of weird accidents and just stuff like that? And they said when there's a full moon. They said we see the most weird freak cases, just strange stuff, and we get more people in the ER when there is a full moon. So it's something to that. Like, we are influenced by the moon. But people, whenever you talk about stuff like that, they get like, oh, you're really susceptible to stereotypes. Work the flower crown your poem? Oh, thank you. Your poems are very good, Physics Bro. I really enjoy them. I really, really enjoy them. I don't know. Maybe that dude need a hug. He needs some love, something. I don't get that. Why? Like, I go in people's lives, and sometimes they be, like, I've gone into people's lives, and then they start reading tarot cards and stuff like that. I don't say nothing. I just keep scrolling. I go, it's not the place for me. I just keep going. I'm not going to tell them anything. It's their life. They can do whatever they want to do. The tides wax and wane with the moon because we are made of water. That's what 13 was talking about the other night on Celine's live. because they were talking about zodiac signs. Now, I don't read horoscopes or anything like that. I don't really believe in that, but I do believe that the time of, when we were born, it does have an effect. Just because, okay, I have a lot of people in my life that they're born around the end of May, beginning of June, and they got a lot of similar, they got some personality traits that are very similar. And I have a sister that's, her birthday is the end of May, my younger brother beginning of June, Maria beginning of June. Like, you see the patterns. So it's like, although I don't read horoscopes, I don't believe in that, but I do feel like they are, people do share some similarities because of when they were born. But you're still your own person, and Brent said it too. Like, you're a product of your environment, of your upbringing. He gave them the same breakdown. You gave him type of thing. Yeah, yeah. You're still 13 said it. You're still a product of your environment, your teaching, your upbringing. When I read that book about the hidden messages in water, that's one of my favorite books. But in there, he talks about, how our bodies are made of water. Under the new zodiac, I'm now a Sagittarius. I was a Capricorn, but I don't believe in that stuff. Yeah, I don't read the horoscopes or none of that. I just pay attention to, like I said, I'm around a lot of people that birthdays end of May or beginning of June, and they got a lot of similarities. You pay attention to stuff, you see the patterns, how people operate, how they respond, the stuff that they do. But if you're a bad person, they were talking about that too on the live. If you're a bad person, you can't say, well, it's because I'm this or I'm that. If you're a bad person, you're just a bad person. A lot of people like to blame that. Oh, it's, don't, I have a bad temper, it's because I'm this. Like, no, you just got a bad temper. But, so I am a Cancer, July 4th. Yaya's a Libra, Yo-Yo's a little Pisces. But yeah, I don't read horoscope. I've never been into horoscope. But you just pay attention, You meet people born around the same time, you pay attention to stuff, patterns. Nobody wants to change from the old zodiac? Yeah. What was the reason for them changing it? Could just be continued formation bias. It could, confirmation bias. I could see that, but there's certain, I don't know, just certain, we all have our things about us. We all have our things about us, but like I said, I don't read horoscope, but when you're around people and you see certain like similarities, and then you ask like, when's your birthday? They left out the 13th sign. I don't quite remember, but I'm sure it has something to do with shifting. People are scared of 13. Yeah, that's strange. That is very strange. But there's still 13 lunar cycles in a year. Should be 13 months. What would be the 13th month? Man, that would mean 13 months of paying rent. 13 months of paying rent. That'd be more bills. Imagine they were to change it. That'd be more bills. You want to pay 13 months of rent? You want extra month of bills? Extra water bill, extra electricity bill? They'd find a way to bank on that. We got the same, they'd find a way. We've been living this way all this time. Like, no, you gotta pay an extra. They were 13 months before the Roman changed the calendar. What was the name of the 13th month? So how many days should be in a month? How many days is in a month? Is it just how many days in a month? If there were 13 months, how many days would be? I'm gonna have to look that up. Each month had 30 days and the last was a bit shorter. Phonics or something like that. I'm gonna look that up. That's interesting. But yeah, nobody's gonna want to change. We're all used to it. Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, good luck with them trying to change it. Everybody's used to it. We know Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. What else? Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. We used to all those. Only have 5 or 6 days. Wow. So the month wouldn't have the same amount of days. I wonder why that is. Why the shortest month? Why would it only have 5 or 6 days? Depending on if it was a leap year or not. I'm gonna look into that because that's interesting. Alright guys, time we're gonna head out. I'm sure Yo-Yo is hungry and I gotta finish doing laundry. I'll be back on TikTok tonight for the poetry night. 30 days times 12 months. It's by 3. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. How you doing, TJ? Then there are 5 days. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Thank you so much. Oh, TJ, you called me. I'm about to head out. Thank you for coming in, guys. Thank you, TJ, for showing up. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. We'll be doing a poetry night tonight, so get your poems ready. I gotta work on some poems myself, and I also gotta make the flyer. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys, okay? Bye-bye. Oh, it's okay, TJ. I appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you.